sometimes I'll get ideas for this show from anywhere. Mm-hmm. Okay? I'll never forget Bryan Cranston, our guest, when he was here, told that story about the Seinfeld episode where he, as Dr. Tim Watley, took the hit of nitrous oxide before putting it on, Jerry. And that idea came from an electrician at the top of a ladder, right? And he said, best idea wins. So
you've gotten ideas driving to work in the morning.
I've sometimes done that too. This one comes from, on occasion, a trusted source, my youngest son, Cooper. And again, Chris, one day you will get to this point with Cage where the lights go out, you're just lying in the bed, making sure your son's going to sleep, and you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. And he says to me, Dad, you want to rank the 4 Super Bowl matchups about the ones that you want to see the most?
Cooper's a machine, bro.
I'm like, okay. I'm telling you, this happened.
I believe it.
I'm like, you go ahead. And his 4 were number 4, Chiefs-Eagles. Wants to see that the least. Number 3 was Chiefs-Commanders. And I'm like, all right, I get where you are. Because, again, I don't know where my son gets this stuff that the only people who root for the Chiefs
what's going on in your
are
house?
Chiefs fans, Taylor Swift fans, and Roger Goodell. That's what he says to me all the time.
I think that's a sentiment that kids that age have, man.
Well, it's just his sister and his older brother really love Taylor Swift, and I think that might be some sort of a sibling thing going on here. I don't know. But he's also a Patriot fan.
So he's bitter like Chris.
He then said Bills, Eagles second, and the number 1 Super Bowl matchup he wants to see the most is Bills Commanders.
Yeah, he speaks for all of America.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any question.
Really?
That all of America wants to see Bills Commanders. Without question.
I'm kind of torn
Except
on
for a small area in the Midwest and then a small area on the East Coast are pulling for their teams. Other than that, who wants to see Chiefs Eagles?
Again?
Jeez.
With Saquon in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay, this guy. You know what?
Part of me, Rich, I love history. Mm-hmm. So to see a team do something that no one else has ever done in the history of this
That's what I was explaining to him.
It's pretty awesome, but I understand the fatigue. I do.
I understand the fatigue as well, and the fatigue is getting rampant. Do you have that tweet? There it is. Marlon Humphrey, Raven, out of nowhere. He even just started his tweet with, I have no reason of saying this other than being a hater.
So he got that out early.
Bills or whatever NFC team got to beat the Chiefs. We can't let them keep getting away with this. What are they getting away with? What are they getting away with?
Just winning.
Winning?
Winning. Duh.
Well, what does that mean, getting away with it?
I mean,
is that another officiating reference?
You know what he means. I mean,
what is it?
Come on.
With all due respect.
They're not that good?
Let's not pretend.
With all due respect, Marlon had his chance last year to stop this from happening.
Yeah.
Didn't do it.
Well, he wasn't his choice to only run the ball 6 times with a running back last year.
I'm just saying,
he had a shot.
He has a better shot to stop this than any of us. I can't do nothing.
The Chiefs' fatigue is real. It is absolutely real. And it's even gotten so real that the Mahomes magic moment you're seeing right here where he is, flying through the air. Does this look like Bobby Orr to you, or is that a heresy?
I like
thing
that.
to say?
I mean, it's similar.
Okay,
that play was inherently sick that he made.
Which he threw to Kelsey,
it was
who was
awesome.
wide open again.
Chris, the problem is he's done this so much, Rich,
that's what I'm saying. In past years, we would have, we would have gone all Collinsworth about it.
Now no one cares.
People, there's even like Collinsworth. There's even fatigue of certain announcers who call most Chiefs games.
Oh, Rich, I mean, this Patrick Mahomes guy. Come on, it's
you
unbelievable.
can't blame him. The guy does amazing things all the time on Sunday nights.
I just can't believe it. I mean, Patrick
Thursday
Mahomes.
nights, because he's called the last 2 banner-raising nights for the Chiefs.
I mean,
might call a third.
We shouldn't be used to it, but
I did say to Coop, my job is to talk about this stuff, okay? And obviously having Bills Commanders where the Bills fans would descend upon New Orleans with the hope finally that this is their moment, after they got past the Kansas City Chiefs, and there would be no three-peat, and the Commanders would be sick to make the Super Bowl. I'm like, there's still my thought process.
It looks like Buffalo and New
to
Orleans
talk
right now.
about it. I know that, right?
Well, so-
Just to talk about it in terms of a three-peat opportunity in the Super Bowl has never happened.
Historical.
Never happened, because the closest it's ever come is a championship round. And I believe the last time a back-to-back team made it to the championship round were the 49ers, who had a chance to do. Actually, it was the Cowboys against the 49ers. They lost that. And before that
was the Niners.
was the Niners, when
Losing to the
Leonard
Giants.
Marshall blew up Joe Montana in the middle of the championship game, and that was all she wrote there.
Yeah.
And I believe that was Montana's last snap as a 49er as well.
Yeah. He sat out the next year.
And so, getting to see it in a Super Bowl, and maybe the person who's standing in Mahomes' way is Jaden Daniels. Can you imagine Chiefs Commanders in the Super Bowl? How ridiculous that would be. And again, I say this with the ultimate of respect to the Bills Mafia, and it would be incredible. I'm not saying Bills Commanders would not be stupendous, but the idea that there's a three-peat opportunity in the Super Bowl and the first ever rookie quarterback to start a Super Bowl colliding together with the same old, Marlon Humphrey saying, will somebody please stop this? Somebody please step out there. With the same, desperate tone as I had when I texted Pat McAfee in the middle of the national championship game, $100 to you if you run on the field and stop the game.
What did Pat say in return?
I got a ha-ha back, and then I wrote 200.
Oh, nice.
Like I upped it.
Well, good for you. Or upping the ante. Yeah, that's nice.
You had to let them know it wasn't a game.
Yeah.
There's a certain desperation going on here. And of all the teams and entities to put an end to it, a rookie quarterback winning it all to stop it. The next iteration of franchise face, younger, successful, younger than you ever could imagine, as successful as anybody this age has ever been. And as Mahomes is now, as you know, eclipsing Brady Marks prior to age 29. Could you imagine if that happened? Right?
Yeah.
So I'm throwing that out there, as I'd like you, Chris, to throw it out to the people.
It's up.
Not only at Rich Eisen Show, but right here at 844-204-RICH, number to dial on the Infinity Sports Network, terrestrial radio, 120 stations coast to coast, SiriusXM channel 375, the Roku Sports Channel streaming viewing audience. And I know that TJ just showed he is, in fact, allergic to talking about the Eagles and Commanders making the Super Bowl, but you can't stop that train, sir. One of them's going to make it.
I guess for
out
show
of the NFC East.
For show content, this show should be rooting for the Eagles, right?
Why?
No.
So Karl Anthony Towns can
that's right. Show up to New Orleans.
absolutely
Maybe get a band.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Maybe bringing the entirety of the French Quarter
Right,
with him.
right.
Oh yeah.
Like a three-ring circus shows up to our show.
Believe
You know
I'm
what I'm talking
having
about?
to
That's
root
what I'm
for
saying.
the Washington football team.
Yeah, sorry,
this
TJ.
is just...
I mean, you were for the Bills.
Commanders.
The who?
Commanders.
Who are they?
Okay. Dude.
Show content-wise, this should be an Eagle show.
Well, Eagles versus Commanders in the NFC Championship game. Full-on conversation is Brian Schottenheimer is ready to become the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
What are the Giants doing to add to this story?
Well, watching Saquon run all over everybody. Giants keep sitting at home thinking that they're safe, sitting on a Barker lounger, just licking their wounds and getting ready for the offseason and trying to get better at the combine and the draft and all that. They just think that, they're fine being left alone, and then Saquon pops another one, and it's just okay. It's kind of crazy. The NFC Championship game is the Giants' best player transforming their hated rival against the head coach that used to be on the Cowboys sideline, along with their stellar rookie quarterback, transforming the Cowboys' hated rival. Right? It's like the NFC East championship for the NFC championship features two NFC East teams boosted by the decisions made by the two teams that didn't make it out of the division. Am I wrong? So right. There's that. We had Dan Quinn on the sideline. Let's just go all in otherwise.
Again, the last time John Maris slept was...
I don't know. Great question. What if Saquon just runs it right into the Superdome and runs it out of the Superdome and the Eagles are winning and he's the MVP of the Super Bowl?
I could see that
happening. Do you think the
yeah.
Giants would be resting easy then? And they just, every single week, they're thinking, this thing's over. We don't have to talk about it again. Okay. Not so much. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.